Hi class, in this video I am going to show you how to format an essay. So basically what you want to do is you want to go ahead and have a blank document open. Now the way that I'm going to show you how to format is for my classes. So obviously each class has a different way that they might want you to format their essays. So please keep this in mind. This is for my classes. If there is another instructor that has other requirements, then please make sure that you adhere to those requirements in their classes. So for my class, what I would like for you to do is I would like for you to put the name, date, and class information on the left-hand corner. So for example, you want to start off with your name, and then you want to go ahead and include the date and the class number. So you can just go ahead and include the date, and then you can include the class. Now, obviously, I don't have a preference if you would write out the whole month, or you can also go ahead and do it like this if you prefer. So you can just go ahead and do the date like this if that is more convenient for you. I know that for online classes, this doesn't really matter because you are going to submit it online and your account has your name. But regardless, you want to go ahead and practice setting it up this way. Now, one thing to keep in mind, again, this is mostly for face-to-face classes. Sometimes I teach 2 or 3 English 111 classes. So if you are a face-to-face class, it's always a good idea to also include the section. So like for example, you would just go ahead and write down the section if it's D14 or whatever the section might be. That way for face-to-face classes, I can go ahead and keep the papers together in the same pile. But of course, like I said, for online classes, this does not really matter. However, what every single class should make sure that they include is a title. So the title is centered, and you just include it right here. Now, every single essay or every single written document should have a title, and the title should reflect what the essay or the document is about. So make sure that you do not title your essay Essay 1, Essay 2. Make sure you don't title it Argument, or make sure you don't title it Summary and Response. Make sure that it has a proper title. So for example, if it's a short writing exercise, you can title it Writing Exercise 1 or Summary and Response 1. You can go ahead and do that. But if it's like a more major essay, it needs a title. And like I said, you don't want to make it too generic like argument essay or anything like that. The title should reflect what your essay is about. Then you also want to go ahead and make sure you insert page numbers. So in order to insert page numbers, you go to Insert, and then you go to Page Number. Now another way to do this is also to have the header, but if you put Insert Header, that's only going to give you the header that appears on every single page. So if you do that, you have to go ahead and also insert page number. So if you're going to insert a header, you also have to insert a page number, which means that that's 2 steps. So what I'm going to show you is only 1 step. So you go to Insert, then you click on Page Number, and you click on Page Number, and then you want to click on the top of the page. So we're going to go to the top of the page, and we want to make sure that we align it on the right side. Now keep in mind that if this is your title page, you don't want to necessarily have a page number on there. However, since this is not our title page, you can just go ahead and include it there. So you just click on OK, and you see the page number. Now to include the header, what you want to do is you want to double click, and you want to click right next to the number 1, and you type in your last name. So there we have our header and our page number. So basically what I am showing you, this format is very reminiscent of APA style. So keep in mind that for APA style papers, I do not require a cover page. However, like I mentioned earlier, some of your instructors might require a cover page. So if they do, make sure that you format a title page on its own. So this is all you need for the setup. After you've done this, the next step is to go ahead and start typing your essay. Now obviously right now if you look at the cursor we are still centered. What you want to go ahead and do is you want to click on the left alignment so that you can start typing on the left. Now again, keep this in mind. This is an example, so you would use your own name, you would use the date of the essay. Typically the date that you use is the due date. So if the essay is due on October 10th, you would write down October 10th. And of course this depends on whatever class you are taking. This again is an example. Don't put my last name, put your last name and the page number. And then you can go ahead and put your title. Again, don't put title, put the actual title of the essay. Now one of the things that I do want to show you is that whenever you start typing, you want to make sure that you also have it double spaced, because every essay in this class is double spaced. So in order to do it double spaced, you go and click on this icon, which is the line and paragraph spacing, and it's basically the two arrows going up and down, and then you want to click on 2.0. And this right here has set it so that it is double spaced throughout. So now you are ready to start typing your essay. So you can start off with your introduction and then you can go ahead and continue throughout the entire doc. Now I am also going to show you how to set up your reference page in case your essay requires a reference page. So we're going to pretend that this has all been typed. So we're going to pretend that this is paragraphs and paragraphs. So what you want to do whenever you are ready to start your reference page is you want to start a new document. So you want to go ahead and get to the other document by pressing enter. And as you can see, since we added page number, the page number changes with each page. If you insert a header, the header stays the same. So what a lot of people do is they write down Herrera 1. But then you see Herrera 1 in every single page. So that's why you have to go back and insert a page number as well. But if you do it the way that I showed you, you only have to do one step. So here we have our new page, and what you want to do is you want to go ahead and click on center. So here at the center, we're going to go ahead and do our reference page title. So all you need to do is click on references. Sorry, you need to type references. Now, this is the title if you have multiple references. Keep in mind that for APA, you only include sources that you actually used in your essay. So if you use 3 or 4 sources in your essay, you need to go ahead and title it references and put all of those sources in the reference page. However, if you only have one source, then you just title it reference. If you're doing an annotated bibliography, then you just go ahead and title this annotated bibliography instead of reference. So reference is centered. We go back to our left side, and then you can go ahead and type in your citation. And this is what it should look like. As you can see, some of it is in italics if it's a major title, and then of course we have the volume, page number, things like that. However, this is just about formatting. So I wanted to show you something that often happens. Sometimes we have our citation, we cannot indent because of the formatting of Word documents. So typically what you're supposed to do is every line after the first line is supposed to be indented. So you can go ahead and press tab, but then this happens. Everything is moved to the side. So like I mentioned, you don't want this because in APA, everything after the first line is indented, not the first line. So the way to fix this is, of course, you move it back, and then you want to go ahead and right click, and you go to paragraph. Once you click on paragraph, you go ahead and you click on special indentation. So you go to the indentation section, and then where it says special, you click on hanging, because that's what we call that tab, hanging indent. And as you can see, it did it for you. So that's the way that you can make sure that you are able to indent the second line. I always have students who struggle with this, so I thought I would go ahead and show you how to do the indentation in your reference page. But as you can see, well, whenever you're doing a reference page, you want to make sure that you organize it in alphabetical order. So let's say we only use this source, we are done with our reference page. However, if you had used more sources, you would change this to references, and then you would go ahead and add the other sources according to alphabetical order by the author's last name, and you follow the same format, though according to whatever source you have, you might need to have different information. Like if you used a website, you would have to add a URL. But typically with APA, they are all organized this way, where you indent everything after the first line. So I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, please let me know.